Alright guys, how are you? How are you? Good afternoon. Happy Monday. I'm really hoping that you guys starting the week in a very good note and that are happy with the results of our trade from yesterday night. I mean, we basically cap about 260 pips in one day, in one not even a day because we took it yesterday night at 10. It's 12. So in 12 hours, probably 12, 14 hours, we were able to capitalize on 260 pips. And I want to explain why I took this trade. And even though I have explained it for quite a time already, I mean for the past few days, once I saw this descending triangle forming, we already know, if you Google descending triangle patterns, and you'll be able to find different ways of trading this strategy and how the price will either bounce from the trend line, the descending triangle going down, or it's just gonna break it and then just continuing up with either one of those two situations. But at this point, as it was getting closer to this area to the end, that's when we see that big push. And the beautiful thing about our trade was that since it was going down, we have very clean traffic in here. Like we had a clean traffic to go. Even now, if gold is able to drop and cross 1700, then we're going down to 1680. Yeah, 1680 is the next target if gold is able to break the 1700 mark. And at that point, the bullish momentum that was going on is just gonna vanish again, because even though it created a inverse head and shoulder, it didn't end up panning out, meaning it didn't break the neckline. So at that point, it's invalid for us to take a trade going long, because we just don't know at this point. We're talking about like for big pushes, So at this point, since the resistance was tested once, which is the neckline, and then as the price came down to find support around this area and tried again, it just decided to start making this descending triangle where you'll see every time that it comes to support, it just creates these little pushes to the upside. Nothing crazy really. And we have this candle right here that basically went on, and this was a news candle. We took this trade and I wanted to catch this push down, but unfortunately I entered this trade around here. We got stopped out. We lost about 150 pips last week, but it's okay. You see, sometimes you lose 150 and we make 250. So we on the green side for 100 pips. Just one day will wipe up all of the losses. And the reason for that trade, that I was scaling through my position, because my stop loss was originally 40 pips. I think it was 50 pips, but as the price was going against me, I was scaling two positions. I scaled two positions, and all combined together was about 150 pips loss. And the reason for that is right after it stuck me out, it just went on for like another 40 pips, and then it just dropped. Like the next hour, just dropped immediately, and this thing just basically freaking melted. But either way, that's trading. That's okay. That happens. There is not a trader. There's no one trader I know that don't have any losses. They do. We all do have losses. As long as we lose small and we win big, that's really what matters. And as long as you can manage your risk, that's what matters. So at this point, let me explain to you this trade. So I took this trade because of that same reason I was telling you. As of right now, we formed this descending triangle, and if you go to any chart and you look for something similar to this, where you have a resistance, you have support, and then you have price basically creating this descending triangle, then you gotta keep an eye of what's gonna happen, because it's either gonna break it to the upside, come and test this previous resistance and just push the price back up, or it's just gonna break it to the downside, come test this support as resistance, and keep continuing down maybe to here. We don't know. However, the overall trend in gold is bearish. We know that. If we go to the daily right now, we know this is in a bearish market structure. We know that already, okay? When we go to the 4-hour time frame, we have created some bullish momentum. We created some higher highs, higher lows, and now as long as this previous load is respected, price can continue moving up. But we don't know if this load is going to get respected as of now, because with this descending triangle forming and this big push, I mean, this big push was already something that we anticipated because of the clean traffic that we're having here. But we don't know if this big push is going to end up breaking this whole levels and even the previous low to become a bearish structure market again. And if that was to happen, then more than likely we're just going to continue down to previous levels of support to see if price can find support to continue up some point. But as of right now, we're becoming bearish structure with a most recent low here that is still somehow being respected. So we got to see what price. That's why my target, my final target will be around 1700. And then I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna call my trade. I'm gonna close my trade at that point, because those are the targets that I was looking for. I mean, at this point, even if the price starts melting more from there, I'll be okay with just this. And as the price is going down after 20 pips, our rule for our trades is that after the trade hits 20 pips in profit, we move our stops at break even. And some of, I recommend sometimes even close some partials or something, so that way you can have some money already made from this trade, even if the trade decides to go back against you. But sometimes we're good because after the 20 pips the price just decides to keep going in our direction, and what we do at that point to just keep leveraging and managing our risk and being able to to catch the profits that we are seeing in the chart is we start moving our stop loss in profits as the price is going down to the next level of potential structures or resistance or whatever. But that's just to catch it. So this price, if the price decides to go back against us, we're not closing a break even anymore. We're closing a profit. You know. And for now, like basically, at almost around this area, I close out most of my position, and I just let this little bit running here. So right now, I have a very small lot running in this area, but that's just the reason for that trade. And the reason for the trade was because also the descending triangle, it was touching the app was touching the top of this trend line, and then we had a confirmation on the 1 minute, which you guys already know. My confirmations for the most part comes in the 1 minute, and my confirmations comes around here because I look for divergence on the 1 minute chart. And since we were already touching this area, this trend line, so I went to my 1 minute time frame, and I saw this divergence. I entered on this divergence. The price came over here again, and then after that, it just kept melting. It almost stuck me out for a minute, but it just kept melting, 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 and I just kept, my targets kept pushing my targets out to the price it is right now. And as the price is going, basically right now my targets are secure up to here. I think I have my target 1725. Where is it? Right here. Yes, because if the price decides to come back in this area again, and it's gonna cross the 1725, then we're in a bullish momentum. But other than that, I'm just trying to target the 1700 mark around this area, see what happens at that point. And I took what is it? I took a buy here just to risk. I think it was like 10% of my profits that I already made. But I took a buy here because the price was in basically super oversold situation, and I saw this engulfing candle right here. I took a buy, 40 pips of stop loss. It stopped me out of 1706 was my stop loss. Stopped me out, and then it just decided to go up, and look where the price is right now. So it came to stop me out, and it just went right into profit. And if I, my trade would be open, it would be right now 84 pips. But I mean, again, we can't win all of them. I lost 40 pips. It's okay. My analysis was correct. I mean, after the golfing, you just had a little retrace back, and then probably I should have entered again around here when we created this double bottom. But since I already lost the 40 pips, I didn't want to risk anymore. I'm done for the day. I'm good. So that's the reason why I have the time to make this video right now. But that's really what happened, and Yeah, man. So I really hope you guys understand the process and the strategy right here. The strategy is basically you find resistance, you find support, look for these triangles right here, and wait for the break of them. And you'll see that often in time, every time the price either breaks to the downside or it breaks to the upside, they come back and test the area of, in this case, this resistance. If it breaks to the upside, we come and test this area of resistance to keep pushing up, and that's when you enter. Or if it breaks to the downside, it will come and retest the area of support. Some way, somehow, it will come around this area to keep continuing down. Sometimes it will just, from here, just will be flying up because it has created a most recent bullish structure. But since this descending triangle is here, we don't know if the bullish structure is gonna maintain. We have to just wait to see what price is doing. So far, we have one trade open, a small position running, over 260 pips when we was around here. So man, this thing was good. So that's really what it is. I hope you guys really like it. You guys know my information is here. You can DM me on my Instagram. You can send me a direct message. Let me see. I put it here on Telegram. Direct is K Silva. Direct Telegram. And you can send me direct text messaging here, direct DM in here, and join the Telegram group. That's where I put all of the analysis that I come across throughout the week. All right, guys, enjoy. Happy trading week, and just keep analyzing the charts. Keep trying, guys. Don't give up. This took me over a year for me to really master and be profitable in this market, but you can do it too. I'm 100% sure anybody can do it. Just don't give up. Don't over risk. Don't over trade. Don't over leverage, because those things are the ones that will make you an unsuccessful trader. So you want to make sure that you keep your profits as much as you can, and once you start looking at the chart and you see the same thing happening over and over time, you're gonna gain confidence and you're gonna be more confident to take trades with a higher lot size at some point, and that's when you'll be able to see potential income from this market. But at that point, it's gonna take you a little bit, but once you get it, man, forget about it. This thing is just gonna it's gonna be amazing for you. You're never gonna regret to start trading. So please don't give up. Keep trying. We all went through. Even the most successful trader went through, like, through a hard moment learning the process, because that's just why. If it was so easy, then everybody would be doing it. And the problem here is the emotions and the psychology behind it. Most people are not strong in the mindset, and you have to learn to become strong. And learning is the only way of learning is by really practicing. So no, it doesn't matter how many times I will tell you or anybody else will tell you. As long as you practice it and you're able to control your own emotions, that's when you'll see the difference of unsuccessful trader to a successful trader. And profits are profits. It could be $10, $20, $40. As long as you are profitable for the week, for the month, and for the year, then you're already a profitable trader, and that will give you the energy and the confidence that you need to hire your lot size, and at some point be able to replace your income by just doing this. You know. So I wish you the best. You guys have my information. I'm doing this for free. You guys know it already. I'm not charging anybody for my Telegram. I'm not charging anybody for my analysis, because a lot of these analyses are already free in YouTube. So it's pointless for me to charge. And I wish, I had that opportunity from the beginning. I had to pay a lot of people, to just teach me things that were on Facebook. And eventually, I just decided to just keep learning things from I mean, I'm sorry, I didn't. I meant to say YouTube, things that were on YouTube, and eventually I just kept watching videos and learning and practicing. That's really what it is. Using my own money, not demo accounts, because demo accounts you don't have emotions to it. You have to use your own money, even if it's $100, even if it's $500. You have to use your own money, because that's when you're gonna be able to master your emotions. Other than that, if you use your demo account, forget about it. You might become a millionaire on the demo account, but when it comes down to real accounts, you're not gonna have a very successful rate, because your emotions are out of the window when you're trading a demo. But when you're trading your own money, your emotions are all there. So you need to make sure that you trade in your personal account, even if it starts with like 500, $1,000, whatever you can afford, but use your own account, your own money. All right, guys, enjoy. Happy trading week, and I'll see you next time for my next trading idea. All right, take care. Bye. Enjoy.